about the missional church, it's a word that seems to be coming into vogue, I guess, it is sort of the new uh, hip kind of word to use to describe a relevant church. It used to be we'd talk about seeker churches, or we would talk about the emergent church, and now it seems popular to talk about the church as a missional church. And people have gotten confused about what that word means as attached to church. Some people think that if we just have a small group and we do some activities that are service activities from time to time, then we are missional. But missional is a word that's been around for decades, and it was used by some theologians to describe the sent or the sending nature of the church, to reconnect us to that understanding that comes to us all the way from the book of Acts, that the church is sent out uh, on mission to be involved in the mission of Christ. Just as the Father sends the Son, and the Father and the Son send the Spirit, the Father and the Son and the Spirit send the church. And that is sort of the theology behind the idea that we are a missional people. There was a time where people started to believe that the church could just simply send out professional missionaries, that all of us could stay home, go about our business, earn money, give that money to these professional missionaries to go out and do the work of evangelism to those poor, unfortunate pagan people that needed Jesus. But we obviously wouldn't have any of those kind of people here in our neighborhood, so the missionaries um, would be the ones that would do the work. That's where the church needed to be missional, over there, out there somewhere, but certainly not here. In fact, we even see in some of the missionary movements, like the one in the late 19th century and 20th century, here in the States, where missionaries were being sent overseas to sort of orient people to the Christian American way before they would immigrate to the States. A lot of the problems that were happening, especially in New York City, where the immigrants were arriving, were being blamed on the immigrants. And so the idea came about, if we could just catch them and teach them how to be Christian Americans before they arrived on our shores, uh, then everything would be okay here in the States. We could become the light on, the city on a hill. Um, and so that sort of emphasizes this idea of what it used to, what it used to mean to send out missionaries. However, that's not the way that the church was originally formed and established by the Holy Spirit. We're meant to be, every one of us who are followers and believers of Jesus Christ, to be part of the mission of Christ, reaching people in our communities with the good news of Jesus, communicating it through our own works and through our own witness, either individually or collectively in clusters or in a larger body. And so as we talk about the missional church, the idea is that we think first and foremost about how to reach people in our own communities with the gospel message, either with our words, the witness of our words, or the witness of our works, as we begin to do the mission of Christ. And this is something that we need to reclaim, as especially the church in North America, if we're going to be a revitalized church, only because that's the way that the Holy Spirit has designed the church. And so we want to be partners with God.